Course design at GBC. There are so many elements to designing and developing an online or blended course. College standards, policies, evidence-based practices, engaging activities, effective use of technology. The possibilities can feel infinite, and for a professor who's never done this before, it can be overwhelming. This is where an instructional designer or an ID comes in. In the vast landscape of possibilities, an ID can help colleagues scale the heights toward high-quality, engaging learning experiences, taking the most efficient route and maximizing available resources while minimizing risk. The college's instructional designers are experienced faculty members and e-learning specialists. Guided by a systems thinking approach, an ID keeps in mind the complex factors that affect the institutional system, including policies, and the wider e-learning context on a provincial or even global level. This knowledge guides an ID's work as an advisor on e-learning for faculty and other members of the college community. A designer is a relationship builder with these same groups. In course development projects, they are project managers that keep a project on track and provide professional development as needed. When necessary, an ID negotiates with stakeholders toward e-learning capacity building at the college. An ID will occasionally experiment with technology, although most often they'll use tools that are already supported at the college. When an instructional designer works with a professor on course development, there's usually an hourly meeting each week, and that's just the beginning of the work for the professor. Through collaboration with an ID, the professor learns necessary skills while sketching out a course design. They will search for appropriate existing materials and develop weekly learning modules with objectives, activities, and resources. They do a lot of writing. For example, writing context around learning materials, clear instructions, and assessment specifications. They also produce learning objects whenever possible. Throughout the process, all elements are subject to constant editing. Each layer of the design and development is repeated as necessary. And, very importantly, the professor shares their work and observations with the ID and other colleagues. It's no small undertaking, to be sure, but it is doable. In order to help ensure the design process is successful, a few things are required. One is a faculty member who has a one-course release or equivalent over the span of at least one semester and who is interested in technology-enabled learning. The second is an approved set of course learning outcomes. These are usually bundled with an existing course outline. In most cases, the assessments and weekly materials in the existing outline are overhauled for the online version and submitted to the chair for their approval. In the first week of the project, the ID meets with the professor to start exploring what their needs will be. Every project is different, but in the subsequent weeks, the ID might show examples, brainstorm, help find resources, explain policies, support the professor in devising assessments and activities, develop materials, and offer custom as-needed training. In week 15, the project is usually wrapped up. A designer keeps on top of policies and sometimes will call on other areas as needed, such as developers in IT, copyright librarians, accessibility specialists, and Blackboard administrators. When a professor works with an instructional designer on a course, the outcome for the college extends far beyond the course itself. The process of learning about design elements, the skill building that's involved, the careful observing of results, and the subsequent sharing is a recursive cycle, not only for the professor, who becomes a knowledgeable and skilled node in our institutional network, but also for the ID and then the wider community, which gives rise to e-learning capacity that is meant to be distributed across the entire college community and beyond.